What if I told you that one of the most mysterious and powerful figures in Tolkien's legendarium didn't simply vanish with the end of the First Age, but rather left behind a hidden legacy, one that silently shaped the magic and foresight of the elves thousands of years later? Today, we're going to explore how Melian, the Maia-Queen of Doriath, might be the secret source behind one of the most iconic mystical artifacts in The Lord of the Rings, Galadriel's mirror. Melian's story might feel like it ends abruptly with the tragic fall of Doriath and her withdrawal from Middle-earth, but for a Maia, an immortal spirit of divine power, we shouldn't expect her influence to just disappear. Tolkien's world is layered with echoes and legacies that stretch across ages, and Melian's power, I believe, left something intangible but enduring, a spiritual imprint woven into the very land of Middle-earth. Starting with her origins, Melian was no ordinary being. She was a Maia, one of the lesser Ainur who entered Arda before the shaping of the world. The text describes her voice as heard like the voice of the nightingale on a hill in the evening, a seemingly simple image that actually tells us so much. Tolkien emphasizes her speech as enchantment in itself, a subtle manifestation of divine power through song and word. This enchantment wasn't just for show. It was woven into the fabric of Doriath's protection, the famous girdle of Melian that kept invaders at bay. Now, here's an intriguing detail. Melian is connected to both Yavanna, the Vala, who guards all growing things, and Lorien, the enchanted gardens where the Quendi, the elves, first awoke. These connections suggest that Melian's power is deeply tied to nature and dreams, both of which feed into the themes of vision and foresight. This relationship helps lay the foundation for the idea that Melian's enchantments are less about brute force and more about perception, seeing beyond what is immediately present. Fast forward to the Third Age. Galadriel's mirror, introduced in the Fellowship of the Ring, is described as a great basin of water where many things may be seen, revealing visions of what was, what is, and what may yet be. The imagery here is compelling. Water as a medium of dream and prophecy, very reminiscent of Tolkien's descriptions of Lorien and, by extension, Melian's power. Galadriel's ability to produce such a mirror isn't mirrored anywhere else in Middle-earth. Rivendell, for instance, doesn't boast this kind of artifact, even though it rivals Lothlorien in wisdom and sanctuary. So what might explain this? I propose that Melian's Maia essence didn't simply fade when she left Middle-earth. Instead, it became intertwined with the land itself, literally embedded in the natural world in a way Tolkien calls sub-fae, or the underlying spiritual essence of all things. Think of it as an invisible enchantment layered like fertile soil beneath the roots of trees and the surface of water. When Galadriel created her realm in Lothlorien, she was both stepping into a place where this spiritual seed already existed and activating it by virtue of her own descent from Melian. This theory also fits neatly with Galadriel's ambition. Tolkien writes that she was eager to see the wide, unguarded lands and to rule there a realm at her own will, echoing Melian's legacy as a queen who not only ruled, but enchanted her people and land into hidden safety. Lothlorien, with its timeless, dreamlike quality, feels like a spiritual heir to Doriath's protected glades, both cloaked by otherworldly power. Now, one might wonder, couldn't Galadriel simply have developed the mirror on her own based on her years in Aman and deep Noldoran wisdom? Absolutely. She was extraordinarily powerful in her own right. But Tolkien deliberately draws a line between the purely Elvish gifts and those of the Maia. The specific form and qualities of the mirror, the water as a lens into hidden truths and futures, align more closely with Melian's nature, not the craft of any elf recorded elsewhere. You might also question the idea of lingering spiritual imprints. Tolkien never outright states that Melian left a residual enchantment behind. Yet, he gives us numerous examples of such persistent spiritual presences, shaping places long after their original wielders have departed. The entire Valar realm of Aman is sanctified and altered by the presence of the Ainur, And even something as subtle as Sam's hope, inspired by Galadriel's gift, shows how spiritual power endures through objects and memories. When we take all this together, Melian isn't just a figure confined to the early myths. She's a presence felt centuries later, subtle, but still profound. Her legacy helps us understand how Elvish foresight, particularly in the form of the mirror, comes not only from knowledge or power, but from a spiritual inheritance, a legacy passed down through blood and place. So if we view Galadriel's mirror through this lens, it becomes more than just a clever magical device. It's a symbol of continuity, a bridge from the light of the Maiar in the First Age to the wisdom of the Eldar in later days. It repositions Melian as not just a tragic queen of a lost realm, but a spiritual architect whose influence quietly shapes the fate of Middle-earth. Now, I'm curious, does this theory resonate with you? Do you think Melian's Maia essence really could linger in the natural world and enhance Galadriel's powers? Or is it simpler to credit Galadriel's own prodigious abilities alone? Tolkien's world always rewards looking beneath the surface, and I'm sure you all have plenty of ideas and alternative interpretations to share. Please bring your thoughts into the conversation below. This is a rich topic with many angles worth exploring. Before we wrap up, here's a question to chew on. If Melian's power can persist in places and bloodlines, might there be other hidden legacies from the Maiar embedded throughout Middle-earth waiting to be uncovered? How might that reshape our understanding of power and history in Tolkien's universe? Thanks for joining me in tracing the secret heritage of Melian today. If you enjoyed this exploration, stick around for more investigations into Tolkien's fascinating world. Until next time, may your journeys be filled with wonder, and maybe a glimpse or two beyond the veil of ordinary sight.